eslgaming.com.
And we're live on the server. Thanks for bearing with us there. A little bit of a scare with a little CS going on, but don't worry, it didn't happen. Knock on wood, it won't happen. Please stay away, Gieben. Not tonight. Not here. Not now, John.
Unless it's an operation, I'm good with that.
Haven't there been enough delays of CSGO events already today?
Oh man, yeah.
Epic 2-hour delay over on the Pro League stream. I mean, that was gnarly. But they did a great job, and Frankie is do a great job this first pick. Okay, did a great job. Flashbang, timing, good, great, collecting. Never mind, Grape dead. It's a 2-on-2 in the post plant, which will come swiftly, as no one can deny that bomb.
Bomba.
They plant.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah, he's good.
There we
All
go.
good.
Yeah, he's
All
gonna
good.
plant it. And Frankie.
Kuba's a molly. Don't often get a molly in this position in the post plant
No.
pistol. It's a little late, so it won't matter, but it did take him a little while to realize, hey, I have a molly. What do I do with that? Honestly, Poole might have been a better position, but it's okay, because Cooper just domes jam. It's not going to make a difference either way. It's all on a Frankie, and Frankie, well, Frankie's getting picked apart. Frankie's got the first. Cooper needs to buy time. Frankie doesn't have a kit, but here's the chase. Here's the execution. Is there time? There's a kit in front of the site. Oh, no.
I don't.
Not enough time. Not enough time. That kid was in such an awkward position down in the pool. That stinks for Frankie. A really nice effort to pick up 3, but it's going to be the pistol round for Mythic.
Look, I mean, Frankie had a slow start to the season with Brazen. I mean, he only started 4 games ago or 4 maps ago, but still, yesterday looked very strong individually, and again here manages to get the 3K. I think maybe it would have been really close if he tried to stick it with a 10-second defusal. Probably would have missed out on it. Tried to find the kit, but it just wasn't within reach. And well, despite a great effort, he will fall there. And we have a timeout being called here immediately after the first round. I believe it might be a technical issue.
Don't like those. Don't like those.
Yes.
Oh, no.
It is a technical issue on the Mythic side.
Eight's disconnected.
Yes,
The DC.
has.
Let's see if we got the scoop on what's going on here. Maybe just a little quick disconnect, reconnect, all good.
I mean, while we're waiting, I do have some tidbits to talk about.
Give us your tidbits.
Yeah. So, you know, last night we were talking about how long RZU's been in ECL, 14th straight season for him with at least 1 match played, but twice it's his 17th ECL season. I was actually surprised when I looked. I was like, wow, he's been around for a while. He's become a name that we're so used to seeing that we didn't realize how long he's actually been at this level of play. And he's tried to retire twice, I think. So
it's a lot more than twice.
yeah.
John. He's tried to retire about 1 million times. Yeah, understandably was busy with school, right? Was going to college. Oh no, Hate's dropped again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Give me more tidbits, John.
Sure. I mean, we're talking about opping duties, right, on the Mythic side. And actually, Cooper gets less op frags in terms of his total frags than Flom at 29.7 versus 33.4. But he has more frags than Flom. So 94 op frags going his way, and Flom with 87. Pretty much even, pretty much 50-50, 52-48. But each player is has the op frags evenly distributed throughout pretty much every single map. So it's nice to have that luxury of being able to drop the big green tie to those 2 players. But yeah, we'll see once we get started if they'll even have a chance to do so.
Hopefully we're going to be going here. Apparently, H just having a little tech issue, going for the old PC restart, trying to get things going here. So while we wait for that to be happening, while we wait for the world to get restored to order, we're just going to take a quick little breaky poo here, folks, and we'll be right back. we're back into the fun. Thanks for bearing with us there, folks. Problems resolved. All good here. We've never had problems. Never.
Never.
Not ever. Forced buy out for Brazen. They're hoping to not have problems. Frankie does have an M4 off of that spectacular 3K in the last, and with the saved armor as well, didn't have to reinvest to that. So this is a nice piece of firepower for them, especially as RZU's gone forth to find an early scout tag.
Frankie's going to have an engagement here, you'd think, but no. Just a nade toss forward and then a retreat from the Mythic player that threw it.
Stack, John.
Yeah, 4-man stack towards the A site right now for the Brazen side. So they're guessing right as of this moment, but the bomb still has not been picked up. It's at the bottom of ramp, which means Mythic have not yet determined which bomb site they're going to go to, but they are posturing towards A, which would be what Brazen's hoping for. Dane gets a little too antsy, comes around the corner. Hate gets a 2K as a result, as Jam tried to trade it out, and now a 5v3 instantaneously for Mythic, likely triggering them to push into this A site.
One thing I will say, there's no Molotovs for Mythic. That could be rough to clear the pit with the M4 in it. You have an HE, but obviously that's not going to be enough to unseat Frankie. But go back to get the bomb. They do have this foothold in towards brackets. Could always just pull the ripcord and bail, but doesn't seem like they're going to win it. And Frankie left the safety of the pit to try and get some information. And so Frankie dies. So that's the big gun down and out. Presumably these last two players are just going to save as they've gotten nothing out of the round. It's a free upgrade for a player over on the Mythic side, provided they realize that that was an A1S. Someone's got to check, right? Someone's... Come on, get the gun. There we go. Figured it out. He cracked the code. And as it is, Mythic's going to have a really nice hot start to this game.
Yeah.
You know, the digital chicken out on that balcony, I saw B-Dog got a chicken tattoo today.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too, yeah. Pretty crazy.
Chicken's going to be with him always.
Yes, sir.
For young B-Doggaroo. You know, we should start just greeting B-Dog by going, "Aroo!" Bark at him.
What? That was a bark. Okay, sorry.
It wasn't a roof.
Okay. It's more of a... Yeah, I don't know what that was, Mike. I'm sorry.
Come on, you got to know all the different noises dogs make. You got to.
I do know all the different noises. I just wasn't sure what that one in particular was.
They got a few. They got a roofs. They've got woofs.
Yeah.
They've got howls. They've got borks.
The borks, yes. I do love the borks. Oof, oof, oof,
Noodle likes
oof.
to sleep bork.
Yes. Both my
He's not
dads
much
love
of a
that
barker
too.
when he's awake, but I don't know what he's dreaming about. But when he's asleep, he's giving someone the business. RZU has been given the business here early, down to 9 points of health, and well, I mean, there's not much to show for this round for Brazen. So if RZU dies, there's not going to be much at all. See if the Deeks can wreak some havoc.
Yeah, it looks like Mythic just want to challenge here towards bracket once more, and they've got two players waiting. The Molotov gets tossed, and that'll force RZU out of position. In fact, no, forces him down to the dirt here. Flom gets the frag on him. Frankie trying to re-engage, but he can't. Flom will find him as well, and now it's Grape, Dane, and no longer Jam.
Frankly, Grape should save this armor.
Nah,
Gonna go for it and get one kill.
Get some kills.
Run. Run, Grape. Fly, you fool. He's dead. No armor saved. He did get one kill, but that's $300 versus $650. Quick maths. Not worth it.
Nah. As Mythic going to take 3-0. By the way, Mike, another tidbit of information here is that Mythic are the only team to take a map off MIBR this season. I didn't expect them to be the only one, but yeah, that is how it went down.
They used all of their juice this season to get one map off of MIBR. Didn't win the series, but then just ran out of steam for every other map.
Yes.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Mythic. I mean, it does just illustrate the point you were talking about in the pre-show. All of their series have been so close. They just haven't been able to put together the full series against anyone but Unjustified.
Yeah. And not forgetting that, of course, the last map went to overtime, too. And they lost
and the MIBR game. It was so wildly close. Massive aberration for MIBR. Frankie dodging them nades, trying to stay alive here. Even numbers, but ours has been lost, and Frankie's going to go try and get that AWP. Can't find it. It's been naded into somewhere. Time to hang on. Dangerous is alone here with a smoke. But with 3 flashes still available for the Mythic side, I don't think they're going to let this smoke slow them down. I think they're just going to go through. They are, in fact, just going to go through. Dane has eaten so many flashes, so we can't do anything about this. The site is lost. The bomb will transition its way to being planted. Everyone's here for the retake, but it's a tough retake to do, period. There's some decent util to get back through. No mollies to clear back site, but something at least to give them some cover in. So it seems like Brazen are going to attempt this in the 4-on-4. Makes sense. Problem is there's a great crossfire here with Twice up on top of the box, unless he falls off of it. Oh, wow, he gets up just in the nick of time. So that's an interesting one from a movement perspective, but it's going to be the cleanup from the Mythic perspective, and that'll be a 4-0 for Mythic.
Yeah, Mythic hasn't really looked too fussed at any particular moment here throughout the first 4 rounds. We got another timeout being called. Hopefully that's of the regular nature and not the technical nature. But yeah, great job by Mythic getting into the site. Good usage of the flashbangs after the smoke was thrown. Isolated Dangerous effectively, and after that, Brazen didn't really have a path back in. Twice luckily recovering right after he fell off the box. I thought he might get spotted out, but no, was at least good for one before he got dropped. And that has been the case, as we mentioned. For Twice in the pregame, he has been good, just jumping in. After Mythic played their first 2 BO3s, they said, hey, Twice, do you want to join us and play here in place of Use? Or, well, Use is back now, but initially with Freakazoid as that other player on the roster. And he said, yeah, let's go. And he has performed so very well, jumping right into this role and playing at the same level as he has throughout his career at exactly a 1 KDR, which matches his career stats, and 77.3 ADR, only 0.7 lower than his career 78. So very consistent player and performer.
I think one of the things about Twice, and we'll talk about it in a minute, because Frankie's about to try and make a play, and this might be their only play of the round. All right, popped off the shot, didn't connect. One of the things about Twice is he's gotten a little bit of a bum rap. Not really through his own fault, but because of the whole minus twice plus twice memes, which is he was focused on other things in his life and couldn't commit to a roster, and mostly only stepped in when teams needed him to fill. So he had a long time playing without focus on the game, and now wants to be a little bit more dedicated to it. Wanted an opportunity on a bit more of a serious team, didn't get the opportunities, and so he's competing here with Mythic. But I do think teams that are serious about actually competing in Challenger League, it's definitely worth giving Twice a look. He's got the firepower, he's got the potential. If he's dedicated, if he's committed in, I think he could be a big piece for a team to build around.
I agree. I think that he's going to be a strong player moving forward. And
Cooper, how is Frankie alive? How has Frankie not been tagged?
He gets a kill as well, and now he's going to try for another, and Flom will trade him out. That was, I mean, surprising. Like you said, Mike, that he even survived in the initial engagement, gets a frag, but finally gets traded. Grape is going to be lurking around here over at New Box, and a chance to punish. They haven't cleared out at all. Grape has a free shot, and he misses it. Now goes down to 8, and he's finished, Mike. Oh.
Okay, this is the round about Mythic getting away scot-free when they should have been massively punished. Hughes is about to figure this out just in the nick of time as well. He's found it. Player in towards Logs, just going to try and play for an exit. Might find it on Hughes, but the chance to win the round is not here for RZU. He's just trying to get one more kill and maybe snatch a gun. That's the play. Play for the exits. Understandable. There's not much he's going to be able to do in this situation. And Cooper's going to give him what he seeks. But no more. Just the one. Little bit of kill, a little bit of economic damage, nothing really major. Mythic had like 3 different moments in that round where they probably should have been punished and they got away with it. Overlooking New Box. Somehow the scout swinging through smoke doesn't just get insta-killed. I mean, that was a little wild.
I think Mythic thrives in those types of situations, though, when it's just chaos ensuing, and they somehow manage to prevail. I mean, Grape should have had one. I don't know what happened. Anyway.
I think Cooper was focused, so I think they double swapped, right? With the player from Fountain, Cooper was focused on. He was the player top in the corner, which is why the scout lived as long as it did, but still confusing. Nice opener here. Dangerous down for the count. He's having a slow start. It's the same story yesterday. Just, well, I mean, when he's activated, he can be a really dangerous player. It just seems like it's taken a while to get him warmed up into games, and that's not something that Brazen can deal with.
Yeah, in general, his stats have been subpar this season, and I think the last 2 seasons, he just hasn't really been able to find his rhythm. Like I said yesterday, since third Impact, we haven't seen the same Dangerous.
Jam onto the porch. About to be in a bit of a jam. RZU will try and spring him loose from it. And playing off of the AWP, this could actually work. There's the test. There's the check. That drops the bomb forward. So now Mythic has to commit in. RZU's able to post up. The spacing's not good. Yes, RZU is dead. Jam is still tucked in this corner, but he hasn't revealed himself yet. I don't expect it. Cleanup is there. It'll be a 2-on-2 in the post, assuming they can get the bomb down, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Moto Smoke makes that easier. Frankie's trying to wrap around the site. Grape's trying to not get killed before this post plant actually does happen. Now let's see. Bomb ticking away, positioning in towards the pit. No utility to deal with it. So if Hate, or Use rather, just lives, there's not a whole lot they can do about it. And he's going to do exactly that. He's going to do better than that. He's going to get 2 kills.
Look, I mean, speaking of players that have struggled this season, Hughes, certainly one of them. I mean, potentially one of the reasons why he ended up being replaced by Twice, but he's back here to help out since Freak is not available. But man, oh man, he has really looked good over the last 2 matches. In particular here, 7-1 start. Nice little 3K to pull that one off, even though it was pretty close, 2v2. Hughes was just good for both of those frags, and Mythic continued their undefeated streak so far here on Inferno at 6-0. Speaking of impactful players on this Mythic roster, Cooper has exploded for opening frags. He's got 60 of them this season. Long's going to get another one to his name, though, to open things up here. Does get traded by Dane, but Twice is right behind him to get not 1, but 2. That's Banana cleared out. Mythic don't have to go there. They probably should, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Only Frankie left standing in a 3v1, and that will be that. Mythic take a 7. But as I was saying, Cooper doing a great job on the entries. Usually it was Freakazoid, but yeah, now it's Cooper leading the way by a large margin with 25.9% of attempts going his way and a 54.1% success rate on entries, which almost leads the team. It's actually, Mike, this is funny. Hate leads the team with a 60.5% success rate, but he only takes 10% of the attempts. He is very efficient on his entries when he takes that into his own hands, Mike.
Nothing but impact, baby.
Oh, no kidding.
Hate way. What you do hate to see if you're a Brazen fan is the fact that they're getting absolutely shellacked here on Inferno. I mean, whichever way you want to spin this, 7 rounds already stacked up on the T side of Inferno is frankly ridiculous. And while Hate will eat that nade, he wants the last laugh. Let's see, he's going to go for the entry. 60% of the time works every time. Hate. This is one of those 60%. Hate gets it. He will be lost. And actually, the flashbang timing there from Jam was perfect. Or it was a flash from Flom. That's the opposite of perfect. And unfortunate. Mythic with a little bit of a team flash. And now Cooper is alone. RZU, though, never one to shy away from chasing the next kill. Will throw himself straight into the scope of Cooper. They can't give Cooper a chance back into this run. They can't do it.
He's got 3 1v1s potentially here, though. Look at this.
Yeah, they're real isolated. Now Grape's going to come into the fray. But Cooper certainly doesn't have to commit. He's still got 45 seconds. Making a lot of noise and doing it. So they know exactly where he is. Nobody peek is the calm right now. No one peek. Got the bomb.
I think
he's out of here. If he goes Arch, right, and kills Grape, he shouldn't kill Grape, but stranger things have happened, and okay, Grape finds the timing there. We don't let this get disastrous. This doesn't get out of control. And Brazen keeping 3 alive here can even get a little bit of economy going.
Yeah, good hold there by Brazen, and well, I mean, unfortunate flash, right, thrown by Flom. Trying to support his team ends up doing the opposite, and as a result, Brazen are able to take their first round. 1 picked up, 7 for Mythic, though, so still a 6-round lead. Another timeout going to be called here. But yeah, just an unfortunate turn of events. Usually when Hate gets those entries, they win 73% of the time, but not that one. What is this timeout? Hopefully not technical, Mike. No, it's just a regular timeout called by Mythic.
Normie timeout. Lose 1 round. Just talk things over here and see if you can't immediately stump Brazen. Because if they can win this next, that takes us from already being a good half to being just Brazen crying in a corner, getting bullied.
Yes.
And Freak's not even playing tonight. It's a throwback reference.
Indeed.
What year was that? God,
I don't even know.
Playing NA. How long has it been?
Oh my God.
2016?
Yeah, I think it's 2016. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, 2016. February to April 2016. He was on Liquid. What a glorious time.
I honestly sometimes forget that he was on Liquid.
How can you forget? That run was wild. Eco and simple bromance.
I know.
Okay,
Anyway.
use. That's a little bit of a blunder there. Didn't expect the pit player. Just a little bit disjointed in which way he's looking. There's a trade at least from the player on site, but the numbers are dropping. Cooper's trying to recover this. It's into the 2-on-2. Bomb going to go down. Cooper's got positioning in towards the pit. Now this gets into a great situation for Mythic. What's the util like on Brazen? They do have a molly.
Yep.
Where does Dane want to put that? Re-smoke on Moto. Oh, no. That's going to waste the Molotov. That stinks for Brazen. Twice even trying to get ambitious here on the cross smoke, on the
position.
Moto smoke. Coop, that's going to draw a player forward. Twice is behind. Twice is going for the flank, and he's got it as well. A little bit of trickery there from Mr. Tyler Weiss, and now Grape is just trying to beat a hasty retreat with that AWP. He's out of there. Round's given over, and that is one isolated win for Brazen, now completely recovered by Mythic.
Yeah, I usually compliment the utility usage for Brazen. It's their one bright spot, but there, Molotov misses, and really, unfortunately, they didn't have a path inwards. A nice play from Twice. I think he used the fact that Cooper was over in pit to his advantage to great effect because they drew the attention over to that direction, and then he slips through the smoke, gets on the flank, and finds himself a freebie. Mythic have taken this half already, only 9 rounds in. They've got 8 of them. And they are cruising at this point. Looking at Brazen, all they can bring into this round is the op that was saved over from the previous one, along with some Deagles and 5.7s that were bought up. A little bit of util, but for all intents and purposes, Mythic should have the edge again. And the fast-paced pace of play has been working for them, so why not continue moving on forward in the early parts of the round? That's what they're going to do here. Already taking top banana. Twice gets connected on, though. He goes down to 3 HP. Lucky to be alive, and he will likely be on the flank entry into this site. They're just going to take their time, Mike. They're slowing it down quite a bit, our Mythic.
I don't mind it. You got the guns advantage. The worst thing you could do is walk into this AWP like they're about to do, but actually the AWP walks into them. And that's one of the things. If you can count on maybe Brazen getting a little antsy, giving you a fight, they perhaps shouldn't. Well, that's confirmation of the position. They know there's a player new box. They have nades for this? No, not really. Uses one. Group's been tagged. That's a little spicy. They're trying to deal with this position in the back of sight. They are going to, though. Grape does get his one. Still a really hopeless situation. Good shot from Jam. Bit spicier if they could just get their hands on a gun. What could be, but they can't. They cannot do it. All the rifles are down in the sight. So it'll be the pistols or nothing. And, well, I mean, even with the smokes up, that's a tough ask. Jam trying to play for the smoke fade on the coffins. Frankie working across. And both down for the count. Nice stabilizing here for Mythic as they take a 9th and continue the absolute shellacking of Brazen.
Look, I mean, clearly Mythic had a reason to pick Inferno because they are absolutely ready to just take the fight to Brazen, like you mentioned, Mike. But what surprised me is that they didn't bring Ancient in because Ancient has been really good for them. I mean, they lost in overtime to MIBR 17-19, then just absolutely trounced Unjustified 16-1 yesterday. So I thought, yeah, it seems like a pretty good bet for a pick. But no, they said Inferno is where we want to go. And again, can't take anything away from them because they're up 9-1.
I think that's a facet of Use playing tonight instead of Freak. Twice
Potentially.
coming into the roster,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Ancient is not a map that really favors roster instability.
Use was there yesterday.
He was. That's fair. That's fair. But I will say, I think this was more about seeing weakness from Brazen, perhaps, on this map.
Perhaps.
Because holy cow, Brazen died. I mean, it just looks very flat, right? Individually, they're not having great success. They're doing nothing too special. The only thing they're really doing to change things up is rotating the op a lot. And RZU has not been able to have impact with that big green. Really, from a firepower perspective, the only player who is having real impact is Frankie. Frankie playing Arch right now. RZU's been lost. Cooper's won that duel out again. The slow style of play is really favoring them. Frankie's forced in the corner. And, well, he's the last alive, as Twice has single-handedly just conquered the B site. So, there you go. Mythic winning on both sides of the map at once. Double digits secured, and the light of hope is just dwindling here for Brazen.
Oh my goodness, it's just turning into a complete stomp at this point. It is a timeout called from Brazen to talk things over, but we also have to bear in mind that Gem, although he was part of the Brazen roster back in season 41, I believe it was, or sorry, excuse me, season 40 ended up going back down to advance to play with Victorium in season 41. It's a different team now, so I don't know how much familiarity they're going to have with him and his style of play at this point. So it's just another negative, unfortunately, for Brazen that they have to deal with.
Certainly. And I mean, we're keeping an eye on another game as well, because right now, first map, Mirage, EG, 16 forward at Carry Esports. And it looks like they're getting quick into Overpass as well, their secondary map. So if EG wins that match, this doesn't matter. Brazen will have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Carry Esports, and so Brazen will be a playoff team regardless. But I will say, getting absolutely stomped out by Mythic does not exactly give you a lot of confidence headed into playoffs, even if you're playing with a stand-in.
Also, another match, Mike. Thought it was happening tomorrow, but actually today, Task Force 141 playing Victorum and Task Force 141 12, Victorum 0. So that's a battle for who will finish in that auto relegation spot. And as it stands, Victorum not looking too great. That's a rough go. Back to the action here. Brazen on another pistol buy-up. It's going to be Deagles across the board. A couple of smokes left after that nade gets tossed out by Grape. And Mythic, once more, looking to abuse that B site. There, the nades tossed through. They will connect for a little less damage than I thought, according to the radar, but Frankie goes down to 78, not too shabby. And it will attract a decent amount of attention from Brazen towards the B site with all that util thrown, meaning 3 players are stuck here. The other 2 are on the A site. They will have to deal with all 5 Mythic players who are barreling down in their direction.
RZU? Oh, I thought the player was going to go around the corner. He was going to have a chance. As it is, it's going to be a really tough spot for RZU and Jam. Jam just trying to live here as his holes are being punched in the walls of his apartment and trying to bail out. He will be caught. All the pressure onto RZU. Nice shot there, but, well, that's it. Just used lost. Bomb will certainly be planted at this point.
Oh.
Twice gets caught off. 3-on-3. It's not out of the realm of possibility just yet. Brazen certainly going to give it the old college try. And then we'll give it the old college die. As it's just Dane George left. And Dane will not be able to get anything done.
Yeah, even with even numbers going back to the A site, they only had pistols. They didn't really have util. It's more of an advantage for the T's post plant than anything else. And Mythic showed that. 11-1 in their favor. Looking at the scoreboard, pretty much everyone has been on point here for the Mythic side, but as usual, at the top of the scoreboard is Cooper at 17-6, flirting with a 20 bomb before the first half has even concluded. Over on Brazen, they will be back to the full-on buy of the 4A1S is on the op. Frankie going for the quick peek here. In fact, just wants to toss that incendiary down towards top of ramp. Keep Mythic at bay in the early round. Now they're going to toss a ton of util back and forth with at Banana. Grape pushes up. And he walks into the crosshair of Twice, who will happily deliver an AK bullet to his dome. Dane goes behind sandbags. Flom is looking for another one to his name, finds it, peeks around the corner. There's the second. They're making it look a little too easy here, Mike.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, these rounds are not competitive, right? Purely on the fights. When Flom's styling on you, like that, Mike, it's just not encouraging for the Brazen side. They just look like the spirit's been taken from them.
Yeah, I mean, Flom turned 30, and since then he has been lights out incredible, so...
There you go. 30-year-old talent. He joined the Ponalone group.
Exactly.
Ponalone has a Steam group called 30-Year-Old Talents that he won't allow anyone in unless they're 30, I think.
I mean, I'm 30. I wouldn't consider myself a in-game talent, but, you know, if they consider being a talent as a caster, yeah, I'll join the group. I'll ask him. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, indeed. I thought this was going to be a bit more of a competitive affair.
Me too, yes.
I mean, look, sympathetically, we'll say Brazen know that this match doesn't likely have impact on their standing. They're playing without a player because of natural disaster. You know, we'll give them the write-offs, but you are getting absolutely smoked here by a team that is 1 win in the league right now.
Again, it's a little deceptive. It's only 1 win, but yeah.
But the fact remains, right? Mythic are
yes,
the perennial gatekeepers, right? For a long time, they were the gatekeepers of playoffs. Then they sort of downgraded to being the gatekeepers of Challenger League. then the gatekeepers of relegation for one season, but don't worry about that. But this is sort of the role that they perform. If you can't beat Mythic, you're gonna have a bad time in Challenger League. They're a very individually skilled team, but they're a stream team. They don't prac like that, right? Like, it's always been the role for Mythic is sort of the gatekeeper here, and I mean, Brazen aren't looking like they're even holding a candle to.
Yeah, they can barely crack the gate open right now.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It'll play out.
Yes, technically.
Maybe. We'll find out.
We'll find out. I mean, if they lose here and carry, find a way to win against EG, which seems ever more unlikely, then yeah, but... Well, either way, 15th and final round of play here. Mythic in complete control, and Jam overexposes himself in the apartments, gets punished down to 33 HP as a result. Yu's going to charge out here. No, he decides against it. Doesn't want to push in towards that smoke because he realizes that Jam's probably waiting on the other side. And a lot of presence here in Util being used by Brazen. They're keeping Mythic at bay. Not looking too shabby for them so far into this round. We'll see if RZU can punish potentially, and he does. There's one, maybe the second, almost. Twice down to 13.
All right, so an advantage for Brazen here in the last round of the half. Something that we have not been able to say in a long time. Cooper bringing that back. Frankie's got one, looking for more, not going to find it. Cooper's still alive. No, he's not. All onto twice, and Mr. Tyler Weiss does not have a lot of health to work with here. He does have some time, 40 seconds, but he doesn't have the bomb. That's considered a helpful thing, generally speaking. He's going to work his way in a library, and that could even get kind of interesting because... Well, yeah, that's why. He was going to be pinched upon as soon as presence was detected. Danger should have had the backstab, but that's going to send us to the half.
have it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And we're back into it for what may be a very quick second half, unless Brazen can get started right off the rip. Let's see if they can rip their way into this second half.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very likely with the score of Mike 13-2 in favor of Mythic, but
great,
okay, yeah.
right,
Look, Grape's been really good with the
No,
pistols
look,
over
we've
the
seen
last
some
2
epic
days.
Mythic collapses
Yeah.
before.
Yes,
Never
but
say never.
I don't think we've seen a 13-2 collapse.
I've seen a lot of Mythic games. I'd wager we have. Hughes is trying to make sure we
Okay.
don't. I don't know if this is the fight you want to take with the dualies. Flom's going to realize that and try and close the distance. RZU takes his teammate out of play. The dualies cannot connect here. And, well, Flom's down for the count. So T. Weiss left alone. That's a snappy shot. There we go. They don't need to fight him here, but they're going to. And I think quickly they're going to realize, you know what, we don't actually need to fight him here.
Yeah.
We
Grape still
can,
wants
in
to
fact,
peek.
make him do it. Peek, guys. They're just trying to pull bullets out of his gun.
Yeah, there's no time now.
All right. One more kill for twice. No
If he
chance
had
to
a
win.
kit.
But hey, he did get a lot of kills. It was very shiny.
Yeah, $900. Why not?
Reminiscent to Frankie in the first half.
Yes.
I think Twice forgot about the new bomb radius. Keep running, Twice. Keep running.
13-3, so Brazen do at least take that pistol round. We'll see if Mythic are conservative here, but with this type of lead, they might decide to go on the force buy, and it wouldn't necessarily be a bad call either. Hughes can get the MP9, Twice can as well. Everyone else onto pistols, and in fact, no, Twice favors the Deagle and the utility. Okay, respectable. It's going to be 4 pistols and Hughes on the MP9. 2 players towards the A site, the other 3 leading to B, and that's a good idea because Brazen look like they want to challenge considerably in that direction with the bomb on the back of RZU, who has still not decided where he wants to go, but Mythic will try and funnel them to the B site by throwing that smoke for mid. There's the nade connecting for no damage. Actually, no, 3 HP of damage on Cooper, but he holds his ground, and he hits a wicked shot with the Deagle onto Jam.
Nice. Little ring out of the hand cannon. That's going to put them on notice. They're still headed this way, and it is the 3 stack. I mean, this isn't bad. Cooper getting dismantled. That makes it a little bit worse. So the Deags don't connect in the second foray. Flom is a little utility. Way too late on that one, Flom. They're going to be past it for sure. And indeed they are. Kill coming through. Not a whole lot that can be done about that one. So, Use and Hate would probably want to save in this situation. Bomb's now ticking away. But it seems like they're going to give it a try. A little poke and a little prod. It's just Hate playing for an exit. Use is already securing the flank. He's already ready to save. And to be fair, I mean, they've got a lot to bring into the next round. He wants one shot.
Oh, he's going to try for this, and he does get one onto Dane. He'll keep another player back. That's great. Who could get fragged as well? He does. A third, maybe? Oh, my goodness. Hate making it very expensive here for Brazen, and Yu's going to try and catch them off at the bottom of Banana because at this point, why not? Take all the guns out of their hands, and he does get one more. Only one player surviving out of that round. That's RZU, who did get the 4K, but man, that is a heavy reinvestment required, and it won't be rifles across the board for them. Brazen going to have to settle for some SMGs. The good news for them is that Mythic will be on an eco.
Yeah, that's the problem with making that play with the CTs. It's like, yes, you did take the guns out of their hands. But now you don't have anything.
Yeah.
It's not a bad play, especially if you're going to force bind to the next. But they won't, which is the smart call. A little bit of investment in here. Words are hard. See what they got to show for it. Use trying to rip some heads. Certainly got put on notice last time. They don't want to give those kind of opportunities over. Flom is Zeusin. Love it. Man after my own heart. And they're going to give him a chance. And there's Flom with one.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Nearly had the kill. It is getting very messy indeed. Down to a 2-on-3, but they cleaned up the site, and the bomb should go down. Flom had a chance to really make something there.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think even he was surprised, Mike, with how much time he had to pick up that AK and go for a frag.
yeah. Yeah, the Valve player was occupied with the player on site, didn't get the comms over quickly enough, did wind up snapping around and saving their bacon. Think that was Grape. So good response time there. Grape wound up taking 2 huge kills to actually make sure his team didn't go off the rails in that situation. But now Twice and Cooper are definitely going to play Fragments. And goodbye, Cooper.
That should be the round. It got scary again for Brazen in the opening moments, but they did settle in and find themselves a 5th, and will probably have a strong buy-up heading into the next round. I think they'll be able to get some AKs dropped over. Yeah, they'll have a full AK buy-up coming through here. Mythic will be back on the rifles, though, and this is honestly the true test, right? You're Brazen, you win a pistol, you convert the next 2, but here is where they need to show us something if they hope to have a chance here of coming out with a win on Inferno.
And the problem is, because some of those rounds have gotten so expensive, it's just not actually that much saved for Brazen. There's maybe a buy in tank. Maybe a buy in the tank. But if they win here, if they win, we've got a game on our hands. So
yes.
Brazen, big opportunity here. What do they got to show for it? Mythic have the util, should be able to stymie any aggression towards Banana early on, which is the key point of any CT side here on Inferno. You gotta get these early nades. You gotta have the ability to contest. And they do. Util's getting dumped in a big way. Cooper's trying to take this space. He's got the info, clearing his corners. Checking in on it. So they will have Banana confirmed. That funnels everybody back this way. Do they check Flom?
I don't know.
They're coming through.
Know if they're going
Do they clear their corners? Do they check Flom? H's trying to make some noise, trying to make the play here to keep them drawn in. But no, they're headed back towards B. And this is interesting now. The question becomes, do they clear Cooper?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. I don't know why Cooper's looking away, anticipating a flashbang. He doesn't get it. It's just RZU peeking and dry. TK comes in here. Frankie getting a little over ambitious, taking Grape out of play, and now it's going to be a 2-on-2.
Oh, no.
This is a doable retake. This is a doable post plant. Question is, what happens at the bottom of Banana? RZU's all the way down here. He's low on health. You're not going to anticipate him to be this deep. So it's all on to Hate. 1v2 to try and keep this in whack. RZU is putting some serious work in this round. #1 unpredictable gamer here on the Brazen side. And Hate's got the first. He knows where the second is. He knows where RZU is. Smoke's going to go down, but he goes ahead of it. Didn't anticipate RZU being that close. Had to get the full defuse on. And so RZU steps away with a 4K and a 6th round.
Okay, well, at least Brazen got the round. It wasn't the easiest path to victory, but they do indeed find it. And RZU, man, another 4K is second of this half. And he's suddenly jumped up to 20. He's certainly the player that has stood out the most this season, sitting at the top of the scoreboard by 50 frags over his second place teammate, which is Polo. 240 on the season, plus 10 kill to death differential, and a 75.0 ADR. A little lower in that regard because usually he's on the AWP. Nate's going to sail on through here from Mythic, but it's returned and more from Brazen. Hughes going down to 34 and Cooper at 73. Cooper's just going to push up to the half wall and hope to catch a couple of players off guard. He does have Twice there supporting, so it's not that bad of a setup on the defensive end. Twice gets the headshot onto RZU, who's boosted up, and he knows Jam's going to try and peek potentially because the second player has to be there. And Jam, I think, makes the wise choice and chooses to fall off here.
Yeah, he can't afford to go down because of the bomb positioning, right? If they lose Banana, then rotating back in to actually get the bomb is a nightmare. So he needs to live, even if it's just to allow a teammate to rotate back to grab that C4. So good caution, good awareness there. Recognize it's a bit of a tough spot. 8 cheeky angled, 8 deleted. Good peek from Grape. Entry starting to be effective here. Grape has come alive in the second half. It was a rough one in the first. But now they've brought both players off of Banana. Dangerous gets collected.
Really?
And this is so messy. Where is the bomb, actually? They're coming in towards site. They don't know Flom's here. Flom's got a kill. That deletes it. Is Jam even going to come through? He's got no teammates.
Oh, man.
He's still going towards A, despite knowing there's heavy presence on the site, because he just doesn't know what to do at this point. And he's going to be put down into the ground. It's an eco round. One rifle that didn't even do anything in the hands of Hate. It's the pistols all the way that find the damage and put Mythic onto 14.
Yeah, instant timeout called here by Brazen. to talk things over because, man, that is not the round you should be losing after winning the critical one, getting that 6. The thing is, even though they won those 4 rounds to kick off this half, they weren't clean at any point. There were always these scary moments, and it went down to the last player over the last 2, and RZU was the one who was that last player standing, had to get 2 4Ks in order to keep his team in it. So everything kind of boils over in that one. You see another messy round come through from Brazen. Mythic capitalizes twice, takes down Dane, who was hunting in towards CT, perhaps trying to find some more space on the map, even though it might have been better just to stay with his team and go for that AX cube. Everything after that just gets messier and messier, right? Because they don't realize that Flom's playing on site. He gets another frag, and it's all jam in the dying moments. So Mythic only need 2 more rounds to close this out. They got 3 upgrades for free out of that round with the AKs. Twice is going to peek around here and not get it. It's actually Cooper to take down Arzen, and Flom, yeah, pushing all the way down, does get punished, but he's got Hate right there for the trade, who will be good for another one.
Okay,
And a
this has
third.
gone wild. Okay, that could have gone fast in so many different ways. Instead, it's now Jam. And while he's found the first, this Jam jar is cracked. He's down to just 23 points of health. He's leaking strawberry ooze out of every orifice. Now, well, he's going to get a little bit more. He's going to make this interesting. He's going to make this a possibility for sure. Players are isolated. We'll have the 1v1 here. Just cap in the smoke. Does Cooper test it? I think he realized. He's backing away. Jam looks like he wants to go through. Needs this isolated 1v1. He'll play the smoke fade.
He has another smoke.
Cooper's repositioned nicely. Jam does. That's
Yes.
true. So when the fade comes through and Jam realizes that he's still standing.
He's going to try.
Nah, he's going to peek it dry. Cooper's ready for this. And there's the shot. There's the kill. There's map point for Mythic.
I understand both courses of thought there with Jam peeking dry, maybe trying to catch Cooper off guard a little bit. If he throws the smoke, his position is given away. But if you throw the smoke, then you can plant the bomb, have a little bit more money coming into this round, and make the buy up a bit better because their money is bad. It's very bad, Mike. They're only going to come in here with pistols. The utility is good for Jam, but that's pretty much all on the Brazen side. 15-6, 9 opportunities for Mythic to close this one out. And Brazen just trying to find tooth and nail to stay in this one. Grape hits a ripper of a deagle shot. Man, he's been good with that deagle over the last 2 days. If there's a bright spot for him, it's the pistol. Use. Going around. Hade going to take a fight here from Arch side and actually goes down to 11 HP himself. Flom the first victim, as we saw, to that deagle. So it is a 5v4 for Brazen as they charge into this A site.
This is really interesting that Use has completely given it up to play with his teammates instead. Trying to avoid getting overwhelmed. 8 is overwhelmed. They're battling back in towards short. They want to cross that bomb. This is so very messy, and somehow it's just Grape coming out on top again and again. That Deeg finds home. Cooper going to give a little look-see. This gun would be very valuable to take into the next, so I'm surprised he's not already pulling the ripcord on the save. Mythic just need 1 of the next 9. Don't need to force the issue here. And Cooper will be down for the count. So, I mean, look, he's got money, but Use has money and no one else on the team does. So, Cooper could drop a rifle. They can maybe make this buy work. Somebody's going to be limited. 2 somebodies, I believe. But they're going to try it. Okay. All right. Mythic going to make the attempt here.
Fairly sure, Mike, that Grape has more pistol frags than any other gun over the last 2 days.
Wow.
Last 2 BO3s, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have to double check the stat, but yeah, he's been really good, at least with the deagle.
A dirty deagler, that Grape.
Yeah.
But hey, don't think they've played a player on top of the porch in a little while. Let's
They
see if he's
haven't.
gonna get lucky out of this one. No one's here to play off of him. That's surprising. The Arch player should probably be in the angle just to give a second approach, right? So they have a crossfire as opposed to it just being clear the angles. And now Flom has worked his way in. Here comes the hit. The flashbang is good, but the flashbang clears just in time for Hate to do something with this. Can't get the second. Dangerous.
No.
That is his third kill of the game. And now the kills are coming in hot and heavy. They can crack the code, and, well, Use probably should have saved that.
Oh boy. All right. Well, Mythic want to take a little bit longer here, it seems,
Classic Mythic.
to get the 60th round. A couple of chances to go for clean saves, and they're kind of throwing them away. Now we're going to see them onto half buy. Okay, Cooper trying to channel some Pwn alone here with the Swag 7. And he will go to that familiar spot towards B, you have to imagine, at the half wall. He's tried to play it before a few times, and it has worked out quite well. He's got 27 frags. He wants more. Trying to hit 30 now, as the rest of Mythic will bunch up here over towards lane. In fact, a couple of players into the apartments. Cooper, by his lonesome, going to get a smoke toss. In fact, he's going to have a lot of players in his view in just a few moments.
Oh, flashbang. Cooper's alive. They may not have seen the mag as well because he's hopping around. Smoke's going to be down. Do they want to just go through it? Because the mag could actually shred him. He tries to work his way around. There's just enough visibility. That Grape spams it. Don't even know if he saw him, but either way, the end result is the same. This is going to get very messy. Guns down in mid. RZU might want to go back to check that, but in the meantime, they're going to move on towards site, realize that it's vacant, plant the bomb. There shouldn't be any chance of winning this round, but if Twice can take the gun to the next, that'd be a nice prize.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly his intention.
Yeah, let's be honest, it's Mythic. He could just hunt.
No, Twice, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Take your finger off the W key.
He's going to hunt. He's going to hunt.
No, he's
already
just
closer
waiting.
than I'd like him to be, personally.
Same, but at least he's not going any further.
What's that word? Who needs to save when you can get one more kill?
It's so
that ultimately won't
though.
impact the T economy at all.
And now they can't get the... No, Mythic.
Cooper's at 700, right? That one rifle changes this as a buy entirely. But they're not going to do it. They've got max loss bonus, so they can still make something happen here. But just a super unnecessary posturing fight. And those are the reasons why Mythic likes to play these long games. They'll get the op still. That's hard, but they don't have full utility. On a map like Inferno, the util is so important.
I thought Twice was just going to tuck library. I really did. No.
Yep. One would have thought. But let's see. Mythic can still make it all right by just getting the dub here. They've got the guns. They got the weaponry. Let's see what they can do. Again, they just need one of these next 6. One round has to break their way. And Cooper with that AWP. He's got an early fight, but he's going to pop a shot and drop. Pops the shot and drop. Aggression going into the apartments now.
They're waiting for Frank. He's probably going to go down. Oh, what?
He's got it. Snappy on the reflexes there. But a float back in from Flom. Dane's not looking this way. He knew there was a player porch, and well, he's out of there. They'll try and chase. Hate's ready for it. Hate's got the first, the second as well.
No way.
And the dominoes are falling. Great for the kill elsewhere, but a man advantage here for Mythic. Make that all the better. It's all in a jam. A man who would stand in will now need to stand out if they want to have a hope of continuing to compete here. A 1v3, a smoke in his face, a gap in said smoke. Play around, and a Twice who's dead. So now, a chance at a bomb plant. This has gotten downright interesting, hasn't it? Especially because Jam has accidentally thrown away all of his guns. Okay, there's the op. That's what we want to play with. He's got the angle. This is spicy. See the barrel. He'll get the shot. It's down to the 1v1. It's down to the clutch. Hate coming around the corner. Oh no, a missed shot for Jam. All of the right ideas, but not the final bit of execution. It's going to be Mythic just squeaking through a 16th round and taking map number 1. What a showing here for the Scream team.
Yeah, great work from Mythic overall. Made it a little harder on themselves in the latter part of that map than they probably needed to.
They would never.
Just a touch.
They would never.
They did. But honestly, still good work from them, like you said, Mike. And Brazen, that first half was a rough go, so I'm glad they at least got something going in the second half to build up on into the second map, Mike.